Alright, let's get real for a moment. Have you ever noticed how some people just seem to love testing your boundaries? They interrupt, make passive-aggressive comments, or act like your time and feelings don't matter. And we're supposed to just smile and let it slide? Not anymore. If you're done putting up with people who don't respect you, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to share some brutally honest and maybe a little controversial ways to handle disrespect without losing your cool or sacrificing your self-respect. So buckle up, because by the end, you'll have all the tools you need to set clear boundaries and show people exactly where the line is drawn. Let's dive in. 1. Embrace the silent stare. Let's start with one of my personal favorite, slightly savage techniques. The silent stare. Now you might be thinking, really? Just staring? Yes, trust me on this. When someone is being rude or disrespectful, nothing throws them off more than a long, calm, unbothered stare. Here's why. People who are disrespectful are often looking for a reaction. They want you to fluster, to defend yourself, or maybe even snap back. They want to drag you into their drama or make you feel small. But when you just look at them, no words, no expression, it flips the power dynamic. It might sound passive-aggressive, but there's something deeply unsettling about someone who doesn't react the way they expect. By holding a steady, silent stare, you're telling them, without a word, I'm not playing this game with you. It's a subtle, yet powerful way to reclaim control without lifting a finger. And sometimes, that silent stare is the most powerful no you can give. I'll tell you about a time I used this technique in a meeting where one guy kept cutting me off, talking over me like he had something important to say. I tried being polite, but he wouldn't stop. So finally, I just leaned back, crossed my arms, and stared at him for 5 solid seconds. No blinking, no words, no expression. The tension in the room was palpable, and after a few moments, he stumbled over his words and suddenly didn't interrupt me again. That silent stare didn't just stop his behavior in the moment, it made him treat me with more respect afterward. He realized I wasn't someone he could bulldoze. The silent stare isn't just a power move, it's a reminder to both them and yourself that you don't need to give an emotional reaction to gain respect. You're in control, and sometimes you don't need words to show people who you are. 2. Embrace silence as your answer. Here's another underrated weapon, silence. When someone disrespects you, one of the most powerful responses is no response at all. It might feel passive, like you're letting them get away with it, but silence is a bold choice. It forces the other person to sit with their behavior and feel the discomfort of their own words without you feeding into it. People who disrespect others often expect a reaction, something to justify their behavior or validate their negativity. By remaining silent, you're telling them, I'm not giving you my energy. Silence is the loudest answer you can give in situations like this. I remember once, someone made a completely unnecessary comment about my work, trying to get a rise out of me. Normally, I'd try to explain or defend myself, but this time, I just raised an eyebrow and stayed silent. It was awkward for him. He didn't know what to do with my lack of response, and he quickly moved on. Silence starves disrespect of the attention it craves. The deeper lesson here is that by choosing silence, you're choosing peace. You're saying, my peace is more important than your opinion. And over time, that feeling of freedom grows. It's liberating to stop feeling the need to explain or defend yourself constantly. 3. Stop explaining your choices. Here's a big one. Stop explaining your choices. How often have you made a decision for yourself and someone immediately asks, why did you do that? Why didn't you go to that event? Why take that job? People often feel entitled to an explanation for everything you do. But the truth is, you don't owe anyone an explanation for your choices. When people question your decisions, they're not always looking for understanding. They're usually looking to judge or make you second-guess yourself. But here's the thing. Your life isn't up for debate. You don't have to justify every choice you make to anyone. For example, when I decided to switch careers from a stable job to pursue something I was passionate about, people asked, why would you leave a safe job? How are you going to make it work? At first, I tried to explain, talking about my plans and reasons, but it never felt like enough. So I decided to try something new. When someone asked, why leave that job? I simply replied, because I wanted to. No more details, no further explanation. And you know what? It felt amazing. People didn't know how to respond, and eventually they stopped questioning me. The freedom that comes with not explaining yourself is invaluable. Your choices are valid because you made them, not because they meet someone else's approval. 4. Keep your distance. Sometimes, the best way to handle disrespect is simply to keep your distance. I know this might sound harsh, but not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. If someone is consistently crossing your boundaries or draining your energy, it's okay to step back. Keeping your distance isn't about being mean or ignoring people. It's about protecting your energy and respecting yourself enough to set limits. I had a friend who constantly made snide comments about my career, relationships, and even my taste in music. At first, I brushed it off, but over time, those comments started to affect me. So, instead of confronting them directly, I just started limiting my time with them. It wasn't dramatic, I simply saw them less. And the result? I felt lighter, more at peace. Distance gave me the clarity to see that I deserved better friends, people who would lift me up instead of tear me down. You don't have to justify distancing yourself from people who don't respect you. Protecting your peace is not selfish, it's self-respect. 5. Hold your head high. This might sound cliché, but it's powerful. Hold your head high. When someone disrespects you, they're trying to make you feel small. They want to undermine your confidence. But when you stand tall and hold your head high, you're silently saying, I know who I am, and nothing you say will make me feel less. Confidence, especially when unshaken by others' disrespect, is a threat to people who thrive on trying to make others feel inferior. When you refuse to shrink, you show them they have no power over you. The more you practice standing tall, both physically and mentally, the less the disrespect of others will even register. You become too focused on your own life and your own worth to be bothered by people trying to bring you down. In conclusion, handling disrespect starts with you. Set the standard for how you want to be treated. Embrace silence when necessary, stop explaining your choices, and protect your peace by distancing yourself from negativity. By holding your head high and living confidently, you'll naturally attract people who value and uplift you. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe for more content on owning your life and building the confidence to thrive. Share this with someone who needs to hear this, and drop a comment below if you have a story about setting boundaries. Until next time, stay strong, protect your peace, and remember, respect starts with you.